remember the first time we started to talk about this idea of the Bud Light mega brand and I remember it being quite frightened to bring it up because here we were with the best of the beer industry, with the world's largest beer brand, trying to tell you guys something that, it wasn't a new idea. I mean, I'm sure you had thought of it, you guys had talked about it beforehand, and timing is everything, but I don't know if it came across, but I was quite frightened to bring it up. I thought it was the right thing to do, but I was nervous. But do you remember the reaction?
Yeah, I mean, I remember it clear as day. The mega brand strategy, again, it was one of those turning points for us. I can remember the slide, had Tropicana on it, and I remember the different brands that came off of Tropicana. The Tropicana was still the mega brand, but these offshoots of new introductions were haloing back and breathing life into the mother brand, and it just made so much sense to us, and we probably didn't do that very well over time. You could argue that, Bud Light could have been part of the Budweiser mega brand if we would have done it differently back in time, but we didn't. For whatever reason, and Bud Light became the biggest beer brand in the world, so something went right there. But I think just the philosophy of how to apply that mega brand strategy just made a ton of sense. And as I said, I can picture the slide in my mind and why that made so much sense to me when I looked at a portfolio of dozens of brands, right? And so. And I do remember the demand landscape, as clear as day. And this is, how many years ago is this? This is 15 years ago, And I remember the three dimensions of the demand landscape were the palate. So what type of liquid or just the beer consistency did people gravitate towards? So was it, light and easy to drink on one side of the spectrum, or was it really heavy and rich on the other side? What type of use occasion? Is it outdoor refreshment? Is it, at a sports environment? Is it at home? Is it a nice restaurant? How will you use the product? And then what brand would fit into that? And then what type of consumer am I? Am I a loyalist or am I an experimenter? Again, two very different ends of the spectrum. And just understanding where those pockets of emerging and latent demand were really important for us to, I give you guys a lot of credit for helping us bring to market the most successful beer brand introduction ever, which was Bud Light Lime. I think the first year we rolled that out, I want to say we did $400 million. But that was all an insight of, hey, there's this outdoor refreshment use occasion that we're underpenetrated in. There's this consumer type called aspirers. It's highly Latino, but also wanting to aspire in life and want to hold something in their hand that says something about them. And there's this kind of sweet and easy drinking, fruity liquid that, again, no one was really doing. Let's do it. And I think the biggest risk in all of that was using our biggest brand to do that. And that took some guts. It was the insights behind the consumer type, the use occasion, and the palate gravitational pull for that particular consumer, and Bud Light Lime just tapping into all that. It was the intersection of those things, and it would not have come to market without, I think, the relationship between Anheuser-Busch and Eddie Yoon and the Cambridge Group.